Beloved child, before you even realized it, I was already there within the very moments when you thought you were most lost, when your heart was stretched between opposing voices, between what is familiar and the call to step beyond your limits. I was quietly placing my hand upon you, like a father resting a steady hand on the shoulder of a child who is just learning to walk. Do not let doubt blur what you have once felt so clearly. There is a deeper path opening before you. As it is written, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. Proverbs 3:5. What you do not yet understand is not a sign of error, but a doorway into a higher guidance. I did not place you at this intersection for you to retreat into smallness. I placed you here because it is time for you to step into a new level of awareness. You once thought life was merely a cycle of repetition. Yet deep within you, there has always been another voice, a restless urging, like a flame that refuses to go out even when covered. This is not a fleeting emotion. It is the mark I placed within you from the beginning. Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you, Jeremiah 1:5. You are not the product of chance. You are the result of an intention shaped from eternity. You may not see the entire path, but you have already sensed its direction, and that is enough for your next step. I do not require you to understand everything. I call you to trust and to move forward, just as Abraham left what was familiar without knowing where he was going, simply because he heard the call. You are standing in a similar moment. When he stepped forward, the promise had not yet appeared. Yet his obedience made way for what seemed impossible. So it is with you. Your small movement today is shaping a greater reality you cannot yet see. Do not allow fear to cause you to withdraw. I know you feel that you are not enough, not strong enough, not clear enough, not ready enough. But child, the very place where you see lack is where I see the opportunity to act. My power is made perfect in weakness, 2 Corinthians 12:9. I do not need your perfection. I desire your willingness. An open heart is of greater worth than 1,000 closed plans. When you offer me your weakness, I return to you a strength that surpasses your own. Remember Gideon, who once hid in fear, threshing wheat in secret for fear of being discovered by the enemy. Yet in the very place where he saw himself as small, I called him a mighty warrior, Judges 6:12. He did not see it within himself, but I did. And when he chose to believe my word more than his fear, he became the instrument to deliver an entire nation. You are being called in the same way, not because you are already strong, but because I am calling forth the strength within you. You carry within you something that the world around you needs, a light that does not come from display, but from presence. When you walk in connection with me, every word you speak and every action you take will carry a different weight. Not because of your effort, but because you carry me. You are the light of the world. Let your light shine before others. Matthew 5:14-16. You do not need to strive to shine. You only need to remain in me, and the light will naturally be revealed through you. There will be those who encounter you and not understand why they feel more at peace. There will be souls touched simply because you are present. That is because I am moving through you. You are not living for yourself alone. You are a flow. What I have placed within you does not stop with you. It extends outward, reaching, healing, and awakening in others what they have forgotten. Therefore, do not shrink back because of unanswered questions. Do not delay your steps because you want everything to be clear first. The light I give you is not meant to show the entire path, but to guide you step by step with certainty. Your word is a lamp to my feet and a light to my path. Psalm 119-105. Each step you take in trust will reveal the next. This is how I lead, not by showing you everything, but by teaching you to trust in each part. Beloved child, I am not only calling you out of the ordinary, I am inviting you into a life of profound meaning. A life where each day is no longer a burden to endure, but an opportunity to express what I have placed within you. A life where you no longer ask, "Who am I?" but begin to live as one who knows they are chosen. Let your heart grow still within me. Allow the restlessness to settle, so you may hear my voice more clearly. I do not shout above the noise, I whisper within the quiet. And as you learn to remain in my presence, you will begin to realize that what you have been seeking is not far away. It is being formed within you even now. Now, I do not press you forward with pressure, I invite you with love. You may choose to step forward, or you may remain where you are. But hear this, on the other side of trust lies what you have long been waiting for, not merely a change in circumstances, but a transformation within yourself. Step forward, my child. There is no need to rush, no need to be perfect, only to be sincere and willing. For I go before you to make a way. I walk beside you to steady you, and I stand ahead to receive you into what I have prepared from eternity. And as you walk within that guidance, you will come to understand you are not merely existing, you are becoming. Beloved child, there are things I have been preparing for you in silence for a long time, not in the seasons when you felt strong, but in the very moments when you believed you were at your weakest. You have walked through paths where your heart was fractured, through long nights when you thought you had been forgotten in the vastness of the world. But I tell you the truth, not a single moment of your life has been outside my sight. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. Psalm 34:18. It is in the place you believe to be the deepest pit that I was laying the foundation for what I am now building within you. And now, as you begin to look back, I want you to understand this. You are not merely someone who has survived. You are one who is called to receive and release restoration. Not a restoration that the world can offer, but a renewal that flows from the deepest roots of the soul. You once believed you were defined by what had happened to you, but I am rewriting your story through my unchanging love. If anyone is in Christ, he is a new creation. The old has passed away. Behold, all things have become new. 2 Corinthians 5:17. You are no longer bound to old pages. You are being led into an entirely new chapter. I know the questions you have carried, why you had to endure so much, why loss seemed to come in waves. But child, what you once called brokenness, I see as stones intentionally set in place. Every wound is part of a structure I am building, a foundation deep enough to sustain the calling you are about to carry. Just as Joseph was sold, misunderstood, and imprisoned, yet later came to see, you meant evil against me, but God meant it for good. Genesis 50:20. So it is with you. What once caused you pain will become the very instrument I use to bring healing to many. Not a single tear you have shed has been forgotten. I have kept each one as a precious seed. You have counted my wanderings, put my tears into your bottle. Psalm 56:8. And from those very tears, I will bring forth life. You will touch dry and weary souls, not with theory, but with understanding forged through experience. You will take hold of trembling hands, not as a stranger, but as one who has stood in that very place. This is how I transform pain into authority, not so you remember the suffering, but so you carry the power to heal. Do not think you must wait until you feel completely ready before you step forward. The readiness you seek does not come from everything becoming perfect, but from your willingness to trust me in the midst of your incompleteness. When Peter stepped out of the boat into the waves, he did not move because the sea was calm, but because he heard my call. Matthew 14:29. So it is with you. Your step does not require perfect conditions, only a response to my voice. I do not ask you to be without fear. I ask only that you do not allow fear to decide for you. You are chosen to carry hope into places that seem extinguished, not because you possess every answer, but because you carry my presence within you. When you step into dark spaces, light will go with you. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. John 1-5. You do not need to strive to become the light. You only need to remain in me, and that light will flow naturally through you. Remember, you do not walk alone. With every step you take, I am there going before you to prepare the way, walking beside you to steady you, and standing behind you to guard what you have already overcome. There will be moments when you grow weary, when you feel like stopping, but even when your strength fails, I do not leave you. I will never leave you nor forsake you. Hebrews 13-5. When you are weak, I lift you. When you falter, I help you stand again. And child, open the eyes of your spirit to see that every small detail of your life is being arranged with care. The meetings that seem coincidental, the doors that close, the unexpected directions, all are being woven together into a symphony for which I am the author. You are not being led by chaos. You are being guided within a purposeful plan. All things work together for good for those who love God. Romans 8:28. Even what you do not understand is serving something greater. There were nights when you believed you were alone, when no one could understand the depths of your heart. Yet in those very moments, I was closest to you. I did not only see your tears, I felt every pulse of pain within you, and I have not allowed them to fall in vain. They are evidence that you are being formed, prepared for a role greater than you have ever imagined. Therefore, beloved child, do not look back any longer. Do not allow the past to hold you when I am opening a way before you. Rise with a new awareness. You are no longer who you were, no longer living under the shadow of what has been. You are being repositioned in my love, in my purpose, in my light. Step forward, even if the first step trembles. Lift your head, even if your heart still carries scars. Listen, because my voice is within you, clearer than any other. And as you walk into what I have prepared, you will realize that the miracle is not only ahead, it began the very moment you chose to believe. For you, yes, you, are the one I am calling to move forward, and I will complete what I have begun in you. Beloved child, there are seasons in your life that seemed filled only with fire and smoke. But I tell you this, they were not places of destruction, but places of formation. I did not lead you into trials to end you, but to reveal the true nature I placed within you from the beginning. As it is written, when he has tested me, I shall come forth as gold. Job 23:10. You are not being consumed in the fire, you are being refined, layer by layer, so that the light within you is no longer hidden by what is temporary. There were times when you had to wait so long it felt as though every door was closed, and you questioned why I was silent. Yet, in those very silences, I was engraving within you a patience that no easy path could ever produce. The testing of your faith produces perseverance. James 1-3. You were not only learning how to wait, you were learning how to trust without seeing. And that becomes a foundation that nothing can shake. Then there were moments when you were wounded, when the cuts seemed as though they would never heal. But child, it is in those very places that I planted within you a heart of compassion. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall receive mercy. Matthew 5:7. If you had never known pain, you would not understand how to touch the pain of others. But because you have walked through it, you now carry within you the ability to lift those who are falling, not with empty words, but with genuine understanding. Do not look back at the past with bitterness anymore. What you once called loss, I have quietly turned into seeds. The doors that closed were not rejection, but redirection. Behold, I am doing a new thing. Do you not perceive it? Isaiah 43:19. If I had not closed certain paths, you would not have entered the place I truly prepared for you. And if I had not allowed you to pass through dark nights, you would not have learned to recognize the true light. You once thought you had been left alone. But I tell you the truth, there were seasons when I allowed you to be alone with me, so that you would no longer depend on what is temporary, like Elijah in the cave, when he fled in exhaustion. I did not come in the wind or the earthquake, but in a gentle whisper, 1 Kings 19:12. And in that stillness, he found his direction again. So it is with you in the moments you believed were lonely. I was drawing you closer to myself, teaching you to recognize me more deeply than any other presence. Now, as you look back, you will see that you have changed, not because your circumstances became easier, but because you have become stronger within. You are no longer the one who collapses as before. You have learned how to rise again. You have learned how not to give up. And this is the sign you are ready, not because you are perfect, but because you have been shaped through every fall. My strength is made perfect in weakness. 2 Corinthians 12:9. You do not need to hide your weakness. You need to offer it to me, and I will turn it into strength. I have placed within you things that are uniquely yours, abilities, perspective, and seeds that no one else carries. They may have been covered by fear or doubt, but the light of this moment is bringing them into the open. You do not need to become a copy of anyone. We are his workmanship, created for good works. Ephesians 2:10. You are a one-of-a-kind creation, and what I desire to reveal through you is just as unique as you are. The courage within you does not come from never having been afraid, but from facing fear again and again and still moving forward. The softness of your heart is not weakness, it is a sign of strength that has been refined. And the wisdom you carry does not come from theory, but from real encounters, lessons you have paid the price to understand. These are the very things that enable you to lead with love, not with pride. Child, do not seek validation from the world any longer. The world changes, but my word over you does not. I have seen you, I have chosen you, and I have prepared you through every stage. You are mine, Isaiah 43:1. When I affirm you, no human voice can overturn it. The armor you now wear is not to hide you, but to empower you to step forward with the certainty that you belong to a higher purpose. Do not allow voices that diminish you to take root in your heart. My calling within you is greater than any doubt. There are souls waiting for you, not waiting for a perfect version of you, but for you as you are, with your story, with your light. Go and make disciples of all nations. Matthew 28:19. Not everyone is given the same portion, but what has been entrusted to you cannot be replaced by anyone else. Therefore, beloved child, step forward. There is no need to compare, no need to delay. Move ahead with all that you have lived through, with all that I have placed within you. And as you walk, you will see that what once caused you pain is no longer a burden. It becomes strength. What once made you doubt is no longer a barrier. It becomes evidence that I have carried you through. You have not merely survived your trials, you have been transformed within them. And now, you are no longer defined by what tested you. You are defined by me, and I am sending you as light, as hope, as healing into places that have long been waiting for you. Beloved child, when you choose to walk in obedience rather than emotion, when you place your trust in me instead of in circumstances, you will begin to see something far beyond your imagination, not a life of mere survival, but a journey filled with deep meaning, woven by my own hand. I did not call you to live in the shadow of fear. I called you to stand firm in the certainty that you are not alone. Blessed are those who have not seen and yet have believed. John 20:29. In that trust, you step out of old limitations and into a new realm I have prepared for you. So, child, move forward, not with pride, but with a grateful heart. Walk with the gentleness of one who understands that every good thing does not come from personal strength, but from the endless source within me. I have inscribed you within my purpose from eternity. And now is the time for you to step into the role I have reserved for you. Everything is now ready, Luke 14:17. You are not the one creating the path, I have already prepared the way. And I will walk with you from the first step until it is complete. Do not allow any voice to make you believe that you are lacking. I did not create you in deficiency. Every part of you, from what you call strength to what you once considered weakness, has been carefully shaped with intention. I praise you, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Psalm 139:14. You are not overlooked, nor are you forgotten. In my sight, you are whole, not because you are without flaws, but because I have covered you with grace and defined you with love. As you step into this new season, you will begin to realize something. I am not only standing beside you, I go before you to make a way. I remain with you to sustain you, and I stand behind you to guard what you have already overcome. Just as the people of Israel were led by a pillar of cloud by day and a pillar of fire by night. They did not always understand the journey, yet they always had the sign of my presence. Exodus 13:21. So it is with you, though your eyes may not see. Your spirit will discern my guidance in the smallest details. You will no longer walk with the fragile confidence the world teaches, but with a steadiness that flows from me living within you. The Lord is my rock, my fortress. Psalm 12. When you build your foundation upon me, the storms will not cause you to collapse, but will instead strengthen your standing. Your assurance does not come from knowing everything, but from knowing the one who holds your path. I know that within you there are still questions without answers. The turns ahead may seem unclear, and what is to come may not yet be visible. But child, I do not ask you to understand everything. I call you to trust. Commit your way to the Lord, trust in Him, and He will act. Psalm 37:5. When you place your path in my hands, you no longer need to strain to control all things. You are able to rest within my guidance. In this season, you will grow not through ease, but through a deeper connection with me. What lies ahead is not meant to break you, but to shape you, so that you may bear fruit in the right time and season. I do not design a future for you to fail. I lead you into a journey where you become more complete. For I know the plans I have for you, plans for peace and not for harm. Jeremiah 29:11. Therefore, beloved child, I release the need to understand everything before you move forward. Let faith lead you. Let my voice become the compass within your heart. And as you step, you will realize that each small movement is unveiling a greater picture, a picture I began long ago and will bring to completion. Go, my child, not with hesitation, but with deep trust, not with fear, but with the peace that comes from knowing you belong to me. And as you continue to walk, you will see that what you have long awaited is not only drawing near, it is already becoming reality within the very journey you are walking. Beloved child, let your soul grow quiet and rest in an unchanging truth. I am the source of peace that cannot be shaken. I do not sow confusion into your life, nor do I lead you through darkness so that you may be lost. Though the world around you shifts and hearts may change, in me there is a steadfast place for you to dwell. Peace I leave with you, my peace I give to you. Do not let your heart be troubled, neither let it be afraid. John 14:27. It is within my stillness that you will find yourself again, rediscover your direction, and regain the strength to move forward. Perhaps right now, you see your life as an unfinished painting, overlapping strokes, colors not yet in harmony, fragments still incomplete that leave you unsettled. But I, the one who created that painting, have already seen it in its fullness from beginning to end. I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. Revelation 22:13. No detail is outside my hand. What you do not yet understand today is quietly being arranged to become what you will one day give thanks for. Do not let your limited understanding become a barrier to your faith. There are paths I open that reason cannot explain, steps that only trust can carry you through. In all your ways acknowledge Him, and He will direct your paths. Proverbs 3-6. When you invite me into every decision, every thought, every moment, you no longer have to grope in uncertainty. My light will guide you, not to reveal the entire journey, but to steady you in each step. Remember the people of Israel when they stood before the Red Sea, water before them, the enemy pursuing behind them. There was no visible way, no plan that human thinking could devise. Yet in that moment, I said, "Go forward," Exodus 14:15. And as they moved in obedience, the sea parted, and a path appeared where none had seemed possible. You are in such a moment now where you do not yet see the way, but I have already prepared it. You do not need to see ahead, you need only to trust and step. I do not lead you with force or with noise. I guide you with gentleness, with a whisper deep within your spirit. Just as Elijah discovered that I was not in the wind or the fire, but in the still small voice, 1 Kings 19:12, you will also recognize me when you choose to be still and listen. And in your moments of uncertainty, I will place within you quiet confirmations, a peace beyond explanation, a clearer sense of direction, a steady and unshaken assurance. Beloved child, I know there are times when you feel small before what lies ahead, but I am the one who has chosen you. And when I choose, I also equip. The one who calls you is faithful, and He will do it. 1 Thessalonians 5:24. You do not need to carry everything on your own. You need only keep your heart open and willing for me to work in you and through you. Therefore, do not let fear cause you to shrink back. Do not let darkness make you forget that light has already been placed within you. Stand firm not in your own strength, but in your trust in me. Move forward not because you see everything clearly, but because you know the one who leads you is faithful. And now, I call you not as a fleeting impression, but as an invitation ordained from before time. This is not a random moment. It is a divine appointment between you and me. You are not meant to stand at a distance and observe. You are invited to step in, to experience my touch in a way that is deep, real, and transforming. You are the one I am calling to move forward, not to watch from afar, but to step directly into the place where heaven and earth meet within your own life. Draw near to God, and He will draw near to you, James 4:8. As you come closer, you will not only feel, you will be changed, not by a passing emotion, but by a deep movement within your soul, where the old begins to give way to the new. So, beloved child, take hold of my hand. Do not hesitate. Do not delay any longer. I have gone before you, preparing the way and making ready all that is needed. And as you step into what I have arranged, you will come to see. You are not only being led, you are being brought into an encounter that will transform your entire journey. Go forward, my child, for I am waiting for you just ahead. Beloved child, there are things I am doing that your mind cannot measure. movements unfolding beyond every framework you have known. You may have grown accustomed to seeking answers through reason, but what I am about to reveal will not be confined to analysis. What no eye has seen, no ear has heard, and no human heart has conceived, these are the things God has prepared for those who love Him. 1 Corinthians 2:9. Therefore, let your heart remain open. Do not confine your faith to what you can understand. For I am doing something new, something far beyond every expectation you have ever dared to imagine. I have heard the prayers you have lifted up in silence. I have seen the times you waited until you were exhausted, the moments when you nearly gave up. But child, the silence you once felt was not my absence. It was the space in which I was preparing something greater. We know that all things work together for good for those who love God. Romans 8:28. Not a single prayer of yours has been forgotten. Not a single drop of hope has fallen without me lifting it up. Now you are standing at a threshold, a point of transition where you cannot return to what was before. What I am about to do will not only touch your circumstances, it will reach into the very core of who you are. The thoughts that once bound you will be broken. The lies that caused you to question your worth will be erased. You will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. John 8:32. I am not only addressing what is outside of you, I am reshaping what is within you, so that you may walk with an entirely new awareness. Remember the woman who had been bleeding for 12 years. For so long she sought healing from human hands, yet found none. But in a single moment, when she touched the hem of my garment, power flowed, and her life was completely changed. Mark 5:25-34. What endured for years was transformed in an instant through a true touch of faith. You are standing very close to such a moment of encounter that will overturn everything you once believed to be impossible. The victory I have for you is not as the world defines it. It is not merely an escape from difficulty, but a clear revelation that I, myself, have acted. When it comes, you will not be able to attribute it to your own effort. You will recognize that everything has been accomplished by grace, not by might nor by power, but by my Spirit. Zechariah 4:6. And in that realization, your heart will be set in its rightful place, humble, yet bold. You do not need to create a miracle. I do not require crowds, nor perfection. I am looking for a willing heart. And you, yes, you are the one I am seeking. When you surrender, when you walk in obedience, what I will do will far surpass any strategy you could have imagined. I work in the quiet, in the hidden place between you and me, where no one else sees, yet where everything is formed. Do not think that heaven is far away. It is not confined by distance or space. It is near within your very breath when you call my name. Within the simple prayers you offer, the kingdom of God is within you. Luke 17:21. When you realize this, you will no longer search outside yourself, but will begin to recognize that my presence is already within you, moving, guiding, and transforming. And when the moment I have appointed arrives, you will not be able to return to what you once were. An encounter with me will leave an imprint that cannot be erased. From that point on, you will walk differently, no longer governed by fear, no longer bound by the past. For God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. 2 Timothy 1-7. You will live with a freedom you have never known before. Therefore, beloved child, prepare your heart. Do not let your eyes fixate on what has not yet happened and forget to look to me. Do not let fear of the unseen cause you to shrink back. Open your heart, open your hands, and be ready to receive. Behold, I stand at the door and knock. If anyone hears my voice and opens the door, I will come in. Revelation 3:20. I am coming not in the way you expect, not according to your timing, but according to my perfect design. Stand firm in faith. Keep your heart soft and willing. And when you step into what I have prepared, you will realize that everything you have gone through was not delay. It was preparation for this very moment. The moment when you will see me act. The moment when you will touch what you have been praying for. The moment when your life will turn in an entirely new direction. And you, beloved, are the one I have chosen to step into that moment. Beloved child, open your heart wide and receive what I am gently placing within your spirit. This is a new season, unlike any you have known before. You were not brought to this point by your own perfection, but by my unshakable mercy, not by works of righteousness, which we have done, but according to his mercy he saved us. Titus 3-5. It is this grace that is lifting you, not so that you may boast, but so that you may recognize that all things come from me and are for me. What I am doing in you is not merely an outward change, but a rising from the deepest place within. You have walked through barren lands, long weary days, and nights that seemed without escape. But I am drawing you out, not by your effort, but by my promise. I will bring you into a land flowing with milk and honey, Exodus 3:17. Where I am leading you is not something you can achieve on your own, but something I have prepared long ago, a place of life, of abundance, of light. Child, the blessing I have for you is not something fleeting like the wind. It does not come and go, nor does it depend on circumstances. It is established upon my word, and my word never returns empty. I will bless you, and you shall be a blessing, Genesis 12:2. What I pour into you will not stop with you. It will flow outward, reaching your family, those you encounter, the souls who need the light you carry. You are not only a receiver, you become a vessel. There were prayers you once whispered in weakness, in darkness, when even you were unsure whether I had heard you. But beloved, not a single word fell into emptiness. You have put my tears in your bottle, Psalm 56-8. I have kept every word, every tear. And now I am not only answering, I am doing more than you ever dared to imagine. What you asked within limits, I answer in abundance. What you hoped for in silence, I reveal with clarity. I am touching the deepest places within you, the hidden regions you have never named, the wounds you concealed because you believed no one could understand. But I understand, and I do not only see, I heal. He heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds, Psalm 147-3. What once caused you to collapse will no longer be a mark of weakness, but a testimony of restoration. You will look back and realize, I was there in every moment, quietly present, never absent. Remember the valley of dry bones that Ezekiel saw, a place utterly devoid of life. Yet when I spoke and breathed upon them, the bones rose and became a living army, Ezekiel 37. So it is with you, what you thought was dead. I am bringing back to life the dreams you believed were buried. I am awakening the parts of you that once felt numb. I am stirring again. This is not a temporary repair. This is renewal at the deepest level. I am not only restoring what you have lost, I am reshaping who you are. You are no longer the one weighed down by the burdens of the past. You are becoming one who carries fire, who carries hope, who carries life. The old has passed away. Behold, all things have become new. 2 Corinthians 5:17. This transformation is not external, it is within your soul, where you begin to think differently, see differently, and live differently. And from this renewal, you will walk with a new awareness. You are not forgotten. You are not overlooked. You have been prepared through every season, every storm, every fall. Everything you have gone through has been part of my formation in you. Now, as you rise, You do not stand as before you stand with strength that has been refined, with faith that has been tested, with a heart that has been purified. Therefore, beloved child, do not ask again, "Why me?" Understand that I chose you long before you understood yourself. You did not choose me, but I chose you. John 15:16. When I choose, I also prepare. When I call, I also equip. And when I lead you forward, I do not leave you to walk alone. So step forward, not in pride, but in surrender. Step into what I am, opening a life no longer confined by fear, but shaped by faith. Step into an elevation that does not come from human hands, but from mine. Step into unending blessing, unceasing grace, complete healing, and deep restoration. Beloved child, you are not merely beginning a new chapter, you are stepping into a new life. And in that life, every step you take will become a testimony that I am faithful, that I keep my promises, and that I make all things new. Therefore, go forward with gratitude, with faith, and with readiness, for I am waiting for you within what I have already prepared. Beloved child, let your heart grow still long enough to hear clearly what I am speaking. This moment is not random, but an appointed time that has been waiting for you. I did not choose you by the standards of the world, nor because of what you display outwardly, but because I saw something deeper, a hunger within your spirit, a pursuit that refused to cease. And it is in that very place that I have chosen to reveal to you what the natural eye cannot see and the natural ear cannot hear. The Lord searches every heart and understands every intent of the thoughts. 1 Chronicles 28:9. I know you from within, and I am opening to you a new vision, a perspective that comes from eternity itself. The understanding I am about to give you is not like what you have learned through books or life experience. This is wisdom illuminated by my Spirit, a light that shines into your mind, clarifying what was once unclear, opening doors you could not previously recognize. If any of you lacks wisdom, let him ask of God, and it will be given to him. James 1:5. But remember, this wisdom is not given to elevate you in pride, but to establish you more firmly, to deepen you, and to make you a guide for those who are still searching in the dark. I will lead you into deeper layers of truth, not only so you may understand what is happening, but so you may discern the path ahead. There are things in your life that seem closed, doors you thought were finished, paths you had already abandoned. But I say to you, behold, I have set before you an open door, which no one is able to shut. Revelation 3-8. When I open, no power can close. And when I lead, no force can cause you to lose your way if you keep your heart near to me. But child, before you step into greater things, I desire for you to be immersed in something more foundational than all else, my love. This is not a love that shifts with circumstances, nor a conditional acceptance. It is a love that covers you even in your weakest moments. I have loved you with an everlasting love, Jeremiah 31:3. I do not love you because you are worthy. I love you because you belong to me. And within that love, you no longer need to prove your value. You only need to remain. From that love, I pour into you a joy that cannot be shaken. Not a joy dependent on what happens around you, but a flow that rises from within, a life that does not run dry. The joy of the Lord is your strength, Nehemiah 8:10. Even when circumstances remain unchanged, this joy abides, lifting you and sustaining you. And along with that joy, I place within you peace, a peace that surpasses all understanding. The peace of God will guard your hearts and your minds. Philippians 4-7. You may not understand everything that is unfolding, but you will sense a deep stillness within, like an anchor that cannot be moved. This is the sign that I am with you, covering you, keeping you from being swept away by the waves of life. Remember Solomon when he stood before me and could ask for anything. He did not ask for power or wealth, but for an understanding heart to discern between right and wrong. 1 Kings 3-9. And because he asked rightly, I not only gave him wisdom, but also added all these other things. So it will be with you when you seek me first. Everything else will fall into its proper place. Therefore, beloved child, do not fear what you do not yet understand. Do not let the darkness around you cause your heart to tremble. I am not far from you. I am not watching from a distant place. I am very near in every breath, in every heartbeat, in every thought that turns toward me. I am with you always, even to the end of the age. Matthew 28-20. Do not give up along the journey. Do not stop now that you have come this far. For I, the one who began a good work in you, will not leave it unfinished. He who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion until the day of Jesus Christ. Philippians 1-6. What I have started, I will complete. What I have promised, I will fulfill. Remain in me. Trust. Keep moving forward, even if slowly, even with many unanswered questions. And you will see, the light will grow clearer, the path will open, and you yourself will become part of what I am doing. For you, beloved, are the one I am leading into a deeper place, a depth of understanding, of love, and of life that never runs dry. Beloved child, let these words sink into the deepest place of your soul. I do not only see you in your moments of strength, I am especially near to you in your weariness. When your hands grow weak, when your heart feels heavy, when your eyes blur with tears. I do not stand at a distance, I draw closer. He gives strength to the weary and increases the power of the weak. Isaiah 40-29. In your weakness, I do not withdraw, I pour in. Not once, but continually, without ceasing. You are not alone. Engrave this within you as an unshakable truth. Even when you feel abandoned, even when no one understands the path you are walking, I am there, every step of the way. I do not only walk beside you, I fight for you. In the silent battles within your mind, within your faith, in those moments when you must choose to stand or to give up, I am present in the midst of it all. The Lord will fight for you. You need only to be still. Exodus 14:14. You do not have to win the battle on your own. You only need to stand in trust, and I will do the rest. There are times when you feel completely depleted, as though you have no strength left to take even one more step. But child, it is in those moments that I carry you, like a shepherd lifting a lamb upon his shoulders. I hold you when you cannot stand on your own. Isaiah 40:11. It is not your weakness that causes me to leave. It is your weakness that draws me nearer. I am your refuge, your unshakable fortress in times of trouble. God is our refuge and strength, an ever-present help in trouble. Psalm 46:1. Listen closely, for what I speak is not a distant echo, but a voice flowing directly into your soul. You are stepping into a new season, not a random change, but a moment appointed long ago within my plan. I have prepared you through every storm, every fall, every tear, and now I call you to step in, not as one unready, but as one who has been formed. This is a season of abundance. No longer will you struggle in the sense of lack. No longer will you wander through endless days of weariness. I am opening a new flow in your life. I will make you like a well-watered garden, like a spring whose waters never fail. Isaiah 58:11. You will not only be filled, you will overflow. And from that overflow, goodness will extend outward. touching others around you. This is also a season of joy, a joy that does not depend on circumstances, but flows from my presence. The tears you have sown will not be forgotten. I am turning them into laughter. Those who sow in tears will reap with songs of joy. Psalm 126:5. The joy I give is not fragile, nor easily extinguished. It is a current from within, sustaining you even when everything around you shifts. And you will enter a season of peace, a rest that does not depend on outward conditions. The storms within you will begin to quiet as you learn to remain in me. Be still and know that I am God. Psalm 46:10. I do not merely lead you to a place of rest, I become your place of rest. In me, you can lay down every burden, not because they disappear instantly, but because you no longer carry them alone. But child, this is also a season of growth. I am lifting you higher, drawing you into depths you have never touched before. This path is not always easy, but it is worthy. The testing of your faith produces perseverance. James 1-3. Every trial is not meant to make you fall, but to make you stand firm. Every lesson is not meant to weigh you down, but to mature you. Therefore, beloved, do not fear what lies ahead. Do not let the weariness of the past cause you to doubt this new season. I am with you, not as an observer, but as the one who leads, sustains, and completes what I have begun in you. I will not leave unfinished. And as you walk in this season, you will realize that everything you have gone through has not been meaningless. It has been preparation for this very moment. Move forward, my child, not by your own strength, but by mine, not in fear, but in trust. For I am leading you into a life that is not merely endured, but fully lived, deeply lived, and lived within my abiding presence. I am opening before you a path no one has walked, not so that you may be lost, but so that you may become a pioneer in faith. What I place before you does not resemble what you have known, and precisely for that reason it bears my mark. When I led my people through the wilderness, they did not follow familiar roads, but the pillar of cloud by day and the pillar of fire by night that I set before them. Exodus 13:21. So it is with you. I am not calling you to walk a worn path, but to step into a living guidance. One step at a time, one day at a time. Where you once felt dryness, I am causing rivers to flow. The places within you that carried the marks of disappointment, loneliness, and pain, I do not overlook them, but I transform them. He turns the desert into pools of water, and the dry land into springs of water. Psalm 107-35. You will see that the very places you thought held no life will become places where blessing arises. What I do is not mere repair, I recreate. You have walked through deep valleys, through stretches where you thought you would never make it through. But child, those valleys were not the end. I am lifting them, turning them into places where you stand higher and see farther. As it is written, even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Psalm 23:4. It was my presence that sustained you, and now you will look back and realize you did not overcome on your own. I led you through. I do not always calm the storm around you, but I place you at the center of my peace. When the disciples were afraid in the storm, I did not immediately still the sea. I spoke, peace, be still. Mark 5:13. And in that moment, peace was established. So it is with you. I am teaching you to stand firm, not because your circumstances have changed, but because you are standing in me. The things you once lost, the things that brought you pain when they slipped from your hands, I have not abandoned them. I am turning them into a foundation for something greater. I will give them a crown of beauty instead of ashes, the oil of joy instead of mourning. Isaiah 61:3. Your sorrow has not been wasted. It is being transformed into a deeper joy. The tears you once shed are becoming seeds of rejoicing. The battles you have faced, you once thought they would bury you. But I tell you, they are becoming your testimony. They overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony. Revelation 12:11. What once threatened you now stands as evidence that I have sustained you. What once caused you to fall now becomes the very ground upon which your victory stands. I am turning the broken pieces of your life into a message of beauty. Others will no longer see ruin, they will see grace. The scars that once brought you shame will shine as marks of healing, just as when Jesus appeared after his resurrection. He still bore the marks of the nails in his hands, John 20:27, not as signs of defeat, but as testimonies of victory. So it is with you. The marks you carry do not weaken you. They make you a witness to my power. And from the very places where you once hurt, I will give you wisdom. You will love others no longer from a distance, but from understanding. You will reach other souls, not with empty words, but with a heart refined through fire. The God of all comfort comforts us in all our troubles, so that we can comfort those in any trouble. 2 Corinthians 1-4. What I do in you does not stop with you. It flows outward, touching and healing. Therefore, beloved child, do not take lightly what is happening within you now. Though it may seem as small as a seed, it carries the life of an entire new season. Guard it with faith. Nurture it through closeness with me, and allow me to continue my work. You are no longer where you once were. You are stepping into a new process where all that is old is being transformed, where every pain is redeemed, and where you become the very person I formed from the beginning. Move forward, my child, for the new has begun, and I am present in every movement of it. Beloved child, be still in the depths of your soul and listen, for I am calling you not from afar, not as a distant echo among many voices, but as a whisper that is near, real, and reaching into the most hidden places within you. I know you not only what you reveal outwardly, but the desires you have never spoken, the dreams you once buried, the fears you have never named. And I tell you this, you are not forgotten. I have called you by name, you are mine. Isaiah 43:1. You belong to me, and I am leading you into an appointed time. This moment is not coincidence. It is a divine appointment, a place where what is eternal touches your life in a tangible way. You will begin to see that this is not merely another step in your journey, but the beginning of something entirely new. Just as Saul on the road to Damascus encountered a light from heaven that transformed him from within, Acts 9:3-6. You are approaching a moment where everything that once held you will lose its power. Not because you struggled to break free, but because my light will set you free. And in this transition, I do not leave you to walk alone. I am arranging connections not by chance, not by your striving and desperation, but by my own hand. Two are better than one if either of them falls. One can help the other up. Ecclesiastes 4:9-10. There will be people who enter your life at the right time, carrying the confirmation you need, the support when you are weak, and the encouragement to step into what I have placed within you. These are not passing relationships. They are connections marked by heaven. I am also opening before you doors you could never open on your own. You may have tried in the past, knocking on doors that remained closed, wondering whether opportunity was meant for you. But child, when I open, no one can shut. I have set before you an open door, and no one can shut it. Revelation 3-8. The doors I open are not based on chance, but on my faithfulness. And when you walk through them, you will see that what I have prepared far exceeds anything you imagined, yet deeper than any outward door. I am opening a door within you, a revelation. This is not merely knowledge, but true sight. The lies that once bound you that you are not enough, that you are unworthy, that you will remain where you have been, will be broken. You will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. John 8:32. When you see yourself through my eyes, you will no longer be limited by your past. You will walk forward with a new freedom, a new clarity, and a new authority. Beloved child, all of this does not come because you have reached a certain standard, but because I have chosen the moment to reveal it. I am not late, and I am never early. I come at the appointed time, and when I act, you will know, not through reasoning, but through a deep confirmation within your spirit. Therefore, do not be afraid. Do not let uncertainty cause you to shrink back. Keep your heart open. Keep your faith steady. Be ready, not through perfect preparation, but through willingness to receive. For you, beloved, are standing at a sacred threshold, and I, the one who called you, am waiting for you to step in. Beloved child, rise not by your own strength, but by the strength I am placing within you in this very moment. I am not calling you to remain in what is familiar. I am not calling you to stay hidden in the comfort zone that once held you back. I am drawing you out gently, yet decisively, so that you may step into what I have prepared. Be strong and courageous, for the Lord your God is with you. Joshua 1:9. You do not need to see the entire path. You only need to know that my hand is holding yours, and I will not let go. This step I am calling you to take is a step of faith, not grounded in human assurance, not based on what you can control, but anchored in my promise, which never changes. Faith is the assurance of things hoped for. Hebrews 11:1. When you step, you are not stepping into emptiness. You are stepping into what I have already established. And each step you take, no matter how small, brings you closer to what I am completing. Let go of what lies behind. The past no longer has authority to define you. The mistakes, the wounds, the heavy memories, place them into my hands. Forget the former things. Behold, I am doing a new thing. Isaiah 43:18-19. You are not called to carry old burdens into a new season. And child, forgive, not because others deserve it, but because you deserve to be free. When you forgive, you are not releasing them. You are releasing yourself to walk more lightly into what I am opening before you. Do not fear the unknown. What you call uncertain, I call already finished. I have been there to the place you are moving toward. I have prepared. I have made the way. I have set what is needed in place. I will go before you and level the mountains. Isaiah 45:2. So even if your steps tremble, keep moving. Trembling does not make you wrong. Stopping is what causes you to miss what I have prepared. I do not require you to be without fear. I call you to move forward even while you feel it. Child, be bold, not because you are without weakness, but because I am your strength. My power is made perfect in weakness. 2 Corinthians 12:9. You do not need to hide your fragility. It is precisely there that my fullness is revealed. When you surrender, when you allow me to lead, you will discover that what you once thought were limitations become the very gateways through which my power flows. I am calling you to become who I created you to be, not a copy of another, not a version shaped by the expectations of the world. We are his workmanship, Ephesians 2:10. You have been formed with purpose, with a unique beauty, with a mark that no one else can replace. Your identity is not something you must search for outside. It has been within you from the beginning, placed there by me, And now is the time for you to live it fully. Do not delay any longer. Do not wait until you feel ready. Do not seek validation from the world. When I call, my calling itself is your confirmation. You did not choose me, but I chose you. John 15:16. You do not need permission to step into what I have already ordained. You only need to respond. Open your heart, because this is not an ordinary moment. This is a time when I am calling you by name, drawing you out of the noise, placing you into a position I prepared for you before time began, not because you have met every standard, but because my love has set you apart for this. You are the one I have chosen for the next step. The one who is called is not meant to stand and watch, but to step in. The one who is appointed is not meant to hesitate, but to move forward. The one who has been prepared is not meant to hide, but to shine. Beloved child, let your soul open and receive what I am gently placing into your life. For this is no longer an ordinary season. I am bringing you into a time where grace will flow without ceasing, not as passing flashes, but as a river rising and filling every part of you. The blessing of the Lord brings wealth, and he adds no sorrow to it. Proverbs 10:22. What you once strained to obtain will now come, not because you grasp for it, but because I am placing it into your hands at the right time. You will begin to see that past delays were not denials, but preparation. What you thought was lost, I am gathering, restoring, and arranging within my perfect order. He has made everything beautiful in its time. Ecclesiastes 3:11. And when the time comes, you will see every piece fall into place, as though it had never been out of position. This season is not only about outward favor, but about a deep inner movement. I am awakening within you a new life, a quiet yet powerful emergence. Just as a seed, when its time comes, cannot remain hidden in the soil, but must rise, so it is with you. Whoever abides in me bears much fruit. John 15:5. What I am doing within you will begin to manifest outwardly in how you think, how you act, and how you walk. Paths you once believed were closed will open, not in the way you expected, but in the way I have ordained. Remember when I led my people across the Jordan, the waters did not part beforehand, but only when they stepped in did the river stand still. Joshua 3:13-16. So it is with you when you step forward in trust. What once seemed impossible will begin to move. The dreams you once hid away, the desires you allowed to gather dust because of disappointment, I have not forgotten them. I am breathing life back into those very things. I will cause breath to enter you, and you shall live. Ezekiel 37:5. What was once silent will speak again. What once lay dormant will awaken, and you will witness that the limits you once set were never my limits. But, child, even as I open things outwardly, I am doing a deeper work within you. This is a season of healing, not on the surface, but at the root. The wounds you concealed, the pain you have learned to live with, I am touching them layer by layer. He heals the brokenhearted, Psalm 147:3. I do not rush. I do not force, I heal with gentleness, with an unshakable love. You will no longer simply exist through your days. You will come alive with a lighter heart, a restored spirit, a renewed vision of who you are. Sighs will gradually be replaced with praise. Burdens will give way to peace. I will give you a crown of beauty instead of ashes. Isaiah 61:3. What once marked sorrow will become a sign of restoration. And as this healing unfolds, you will begin to see yourself through my eyes, no longer through a lens distorted by the past, by the voices of others, or by the fears within. You will recognize that your worth does not need to be proven. It was placed within you from the beginning. I am clothing you with a new garment, the garment of anointing, of renewal, of affirmation. You anoint my head with oil, my cup overflows. Psalm 23:5. Beloved child, this season is not a reward for perfection, but a revelation of my kindness. I do not give according to your merit, but according to grace. And as you walk in this season, you will understand that what comes to you is not because you have achieved enough, but because I have chosen the time to release it. Therefore, open your heart, receive. Do not doubt the flow that is coming. Do not shrink back because of what you have been through. Step into this season with faith, with gratitude, and with a willing spirit, for I am doing more than you can see, and you, beloved, are standing right in the midst of that flow of grace. Thank you for listening to this message. Know that you are not merely a viewer. You are one who has been chosen to live daily in the presence of the Word of God. Do not forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you do not miss any spiritual messages. Amen. My beloved, rise and set your gaze forward, for what I have prepared for you does not lie behind you. The past is no longer the place where you belong. What has been, whether glory or brokenness, has fulfilled its purpose. I am initiating something new, and it is already stirring within you. Behold, I am doing a new thing. I will make a way in the wilderness and rivers in the desert. Isaiah 43:19. You have walked through barren places where hope seemed gone. Yet it is precisely there that I am causing living waters to flow. What you have called an ending, I call a beginning. What you have named as loss, I am weaving into glory. I am not merely restoring to you what you have lost. I am granting you beyond what you ever dared to hope for. Like Job after his season of testing, when I restored him, not only double but added even more. Job 42:10. So you will come to see that my restoration is not a return to what was, but an entrance into a higher realm. None of your pain has been wasted. It is being gathered and fashioned into a new garment, a garment of purpose, of strength, and of testimony. Walk in the awareness that you are loved, not a love that shifts with emotion, not a love that depends on whether you succeed or fail, but my unshakable love. I have loved you with an everlasting love. Jeremiah 31:3. When you are strong, I love you. When you are weary, I still love you. When you move swiftly, I am with you. When you drag each step through pain, I do not leave you. You do not need to strive to be accepted. You are already accepted. And within that love, you will find your deepest rest, where you are healed, upheld, and restored to your true identity. Do not hide yourself any longer. My child, the light I have placed within you is not meant to be concealed. Arise, shine, for your light has come. Isaiah 60:1. The world is overshadowed by confusion and fear. Yet I have placed within you a flame, a light that does not originate from you, but from me. You are called not merely to live for yourself, but to shine, to lead, and to bring healing, not because you are greater than others, but because you have chosen to respond to my call. Remember Esther, one who seemed but a small part within the current of history, yet I positioned her at the right time and in the right place to change the destiny of a nation. And I declared, who knows whether you have come to the kingdom for such a time as this? Esther 4:14. So it is with you. You are not here by chance. You have been placed in this moment, within these circumstances, for this very purpose. You are the one I have chosen not as a fleeting comfort or a passing thought, but as a truth inscribed before the ages. I have anointed you, prepared you, and led you through every season to bring you here. Yet, my beloved, my choosing does not lead you into pride. It leads you into deep humility. For you know that all you have comes from me, and all you will do is through me. Therefore, do not delay any longer. Do not wait for a perfect sign. Do not let uncertainty cause you to stand still. I do not require perfection. I seek a willing heart. Present your bodies as a living sacrifice, Romans 12:1. As you offer yourself, I will take care of the rest. My beloved, engrave this truth into the deepest place of your heart. I do not merely make promises. I have established a covenant with you. A covenant that cannot be broken by time, circumstance, or your weakness. Wherever you go, whatever you face, I am there, not as a distant idea, but as a living presence surrounding you on every side. You hem me in behind and before, and you lay your hand upon me. Psalm 139:5. You do not walk alone. You never have, and you never will. When you feel weary, when your hands fall because your strength is gone, I myself will become your renewed strength. When your mind is troubled and you do not know which way to turn, I will be the wisdom that guides you. If any of you lacks wisdom, let him ask of God. James it, Fem. When you feel alone in the flow of life, I am not only beside you, I am within you. I do not abandon. I do not withdraw. I do not change. You may not see me with your eyes, but your soul knows I have never left. Rise, my child. Do not wait until you feel strong. Do not wait until everything becomes clear. Stand up even when your legs tremble. As long as your heart remains anchored in me, though the righteous fall 7 times, they rise again. Proverbs 24:16. You are not defined by your stumbles, but by your willingness to rise again. And each time you rise, I am there lifting you, holding you, and leading you forward. You carry the past behind you, and you look toward the future ahead. But I am with you in the present. I am holding your hand right now. I am calling you in this very moment, not for you to wait longer, but for you to step forward. For you are the one I am calling to move ahead, and I, the faithful one, will not only show you the way, but walk with you to the very end. I know the days of waiting have wearied you. I have seen the moments when you asked, When will the prayer be answered? When will the breakthrough come? When will the path become clear? These questions do not distance you from me. They draw you closer. For in that longing, you are learning to cling to me not for what I give, but for who I am. Remember Abraham, he received the promise, yet waited many years before seeing its fulfillment. But in the waiting, I did not forget him. I was forming him. The Lord is not slow concerning his promise, but is patient. 2 Peter 3-9. What you perceive as delay is not my postponement, but my perfect preparation, so that when it comes, it arrives in fullness. In the moments when you feel as though you are standing still, I am still at work. I am weaving what you cannot yet see. I am arranging what you do not yet understand. All things work together for good for those who love God. Romans 8:28. Nothing is wasted. Nothing is overlooked. Even your waiting is serving a greater purpose. My beloved, do not let silence make you believe that I am not listening. Do not let delay convince you that I am not acting. I am working quietly, yet surely. And when the appointed time comes, you will realize that nothing was late and nothing was lacking. Therefore, keep believing. Keep moving forward. Guard a tender heart and a steadfast faith. And when you feel weak, lean on me. When you do not understand, trust me. When you are weary, rest in me, for I am still here. I am always here, and I will lead you through step by step, moment by moment, until you reach what I have promised. You are not forgotten in the waiting. You are being formed within it. My beloved, Let this take root deeply within you. My timing is not only right, it is complete. Not a second too early. Not a moment too late. What you call delay, I call on time. He has made everything beautiful in its time. Ecclesiastes 3:11. You see emptiness, but I see process. You hear silence, but I am whispering into depths that only your spirit can perceive. Do not let your way of measuring cause you to doubt my way of working. My thoughts are not your thoughts. Neither are your ways my ways. Isaiah 55:8. You are accustomed to quick answers and visible signs, but I build what endures. Faith does not grow in the ease of instant results. It matures when you continue to believe in what is not yet seen. When nothing seems to be moving on the surface, that is precisely when the foundation is being deepened. The taller the structure, the deeper the foundation must be. And what you perceive as delay is the very sign of the depth I am establishing within you. There is a divine rhythm in my work. My child, a rhythm that cannot be rushed by anxiety or controlled by fear. Just as sowing and harvest do not overlap, your life also unfolds in seasons that I have appointed. Those who sow in tears shall reap with songs of joy. Psalm 126:5. True growth does not come from immediate outcomes, but from your faithfulness in the hidden places when no one sees, when no one applauds, when it is only you and me. Remember Joseph, the years of being sold, forgotten, and imprisoned were not a detour, but a preparation. When the appointed time came, a door opened in a single day, yet behind it stood an entire journey I had orchestrated. You intended to harm me, but God intended it for good. Genesis 50:20. So it is with you. I am preparing you, while also preparing the circumstances. When the two meet at my appointed time, nothing will be able to stop the unfolding of my promise. At times I hold you back not to punish you, but to protect you. There are things you long for that, if given too soon, would harm you more than they would lift you. I extend the time not to weary you, but to strengthen you so that when the blessing comes, you will be able to carry it, steward it, and cause it to multiply. The Lord is not slow concerning his promise, but is patient. 2 Peter 3-9. That patience is grace at work on your behalf. Do not let silence deceive you. Do not let waiting erode your hope. See the stillness as an invitation to go deeper into my presence. When the noise fades, you will begin to hear my heartbeat more clearly, a rhythm that is not hurried, yet unwavering. Just as Elijah discerned that I was not in the wind or the fire, but in a gentle whisper, 1 Kings 19:12. So you will come to recognize me when you remain long enough. The trust you place in me is never in vain, though you have not yet seen. I am still working, though you have not yet heard. I am still speaking, though you have not yet entered. I am still making a way. Your word is a lamp to my feet. Psalm 119-105. Not to reveal the entire journey at once, but enough for you to take the next step. And with each step, you draw closer to what I have promised. Therefore, do not reject the season of waiting. Let it become the refining fire of your faith, where perseverance is formed and worship grows deeper. Keep sowing, even when you see no sprout. Keep being faithful, even when your emotions cannot keep up. Keep obeying, even when external encouragement is absent. Let us not grow weary in doing good, for in due season we shall reap, if we do not lose heart. Galatians 6-9. My beloved, I am working behind the scenes of your life in the smallest details you are tempted to overlook. I am weaving together a picture you cannot yet fully see. And when the time comes, you will look back and understand. Nothing was delayed. Everything was right on time. My beloved, let your heart rest in this certainty. I have spoken, and my word will never fall to the ground. Your harvest will come not as a comforting illusion, but as a reality established in my faithfulness. He who goes out weeping, bearing seed to sow, will return with songs of joy. Psalm 126:6. Not a single tear you have shed is forgotten. Not a single prayer has vanished into emptiness. Not a single act of faithfulness is meaningless. I see, I remember, and I am preparing the moment when all things will be revealed. When that season arrives, you will realize that what you called delay was in fact accumulation. What you called silence was in truth formation. And when everything begins to move, it will come swiftly, abundantly, beyond your imagination. Doors will open that you did not have to knock on. Turning points will appear that you could not have orchestrated. And you will stand there, looking back on your journey, and understand everything held meaning in the light of my faithfulness. Therefore, my child, do not let time discourage you. Do not let silence make you afraid. Do not let unclear days cause you to give up. Let us not grow weary in doing good, for in due season we shall reap. Galatians 6-9. You do not need to force the season to come. You only need to remain faithful in the season you are in. Quiet your heart like soft soil beneath the light of dawn, for I am working even in the places you cannot see. Like a seed buried deep within the earth, unseen and unheard, yet life is already stirring. The seed sprouts and grows, though the sower does not know how. Mark 4:27. You may not see it, but I am at work. You may not understand it fully, but I am forming it. A seed does not sprout overnight. It requires time to take root before it rises. And so it is with you. What I have planted within you, purpose, faith, calling, are not fleeting emotions. They are eternal seeds, placed within you with intention. My word will not return to me void. Isaiah 55:11. What I have sown will grow. What I have begun will be completed. You may be in a stage where everything feels silent, but it is in that hiddenness that I am building the deepest things. I am driving your roots deeper, so that when you rise, nothing will shake you. I am preparing you not only to receive blessing, but to sustain it. I am making you steadfast before I make you visible. Remember the farmer. He does not dig up the seed every day to check if it has grown. He trusts. He waits. He continues to tend the field. See how the farmer waits for the precious fruit of the earth, being patient about it. James 5:7. So it is with you. Your faith is not constant checking, but enduring trust. I am working in your life even when you do not see it. I am preparing the harvest even when all you see is bare ground. And when the time comes, you will no longer ask when. You will stand within the answer. My beloved, do not despise the days that seem small and insignificant. It is in those very days that I am quietly laying the foundation for something far greater than you can see. You often look for results, but I am building roots, and roots must grow deep before the tree can rise high. Whoever is faithful in very little is also faithful in much. Luke 16:10. Your small steps today are not wasted. They are preparing you for greater strides tomorrow. Do not grow discouraged when you do not yet see fruit. Fruit does not come before its season, and the season does not come before my appointed time. You cannot control the timing of maturity, but you can keep your heart steady through the process. For I know the plans I have for you, plans for peace, to give you a future and a hope. Jeremiah 29:11. Nothing you go through is random. Even the things you wish to forget, I am weaving into something good. I know you have asked why everything seems so slow, why what you hope for has not yet taken shape. But my child, what you call delay, I call preparation. What you feel as failure, I see as refinement. Just as gold must pass through fire to be purified, you too are being refined to become stronger. When he has tested me, I shall come forth as gold. Job 23:10. You are not being held back, you are being formed. Even your stumbles are not overlooked. I use them to teach you to rise again with greater humility and strength. Failures do not define you, they instruct you. Though the righteous fall 7 times, they rise again. Proverbs 24:16. And each time you rise, you are not the same. You are more mature, more grounded. There are people who have left your life, and you may not understand why. But my beloved, I have allowed it not to leave you alone, but to teach you to lean on me rather than on others. When temporary supports are removed, you begin to recognize that I am your unshakable foundation. The Lord is my rock, my refuge, Psalm 18:2. And when you stand upon me, you will no longer be easily shaken. I see the days when you feel as though you are not moving forward. I see the nights when you feel empty, lost, even doubtful of yourself. But my child, even in the darkest days, life is still quietly growing, like a seed beneath the soil unseen, yet still sprouting. The seed sprouts and grows, though the sower does not know how. Mark 4:27. You may not see it, but I am working. I am working in the parts you cannot see in your thoughts, in your heart, in the circumstances surrounding you. And one day, when you least expect it, everything will burst forth like spring after a long winter. Those who sow in tears shall reap with songs of joy. Psalm 126:5. Your waiting is not in vain. It is preparing you for a greater joy. My beloved, be patient with my process. Do not compare your journey with that of others. Do not force yourself to see results immediately. Keep walking. Keep believing. Keep remaining faithful. For I do not work according to human urgency, I work according to my fullness. And when the appointed time comes, you will no longer doubt. You will look back and understand that every small day, every tear, every silent moment, all of it was part of a greater design. Stay in me. Trust. Keep moving forward. For what I have planted within you is alive, and it will bloom in the right time, in the right way, and in full glory. My beloved, rest in this truth. I am not in a hurry, because what I am forming within you is not temporary, but eternal in value. I am not building you as something rushed, but as a masterpiece shaped with patience, mercy, and unchanging love. He who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion. Philippians 1:6. You are not unfinished. You are in the process of becoming whole day by day, step by step, through changes you do not yet fully perceive. So do not lose heart when you do not yet see results. Do not uproot the seed I have planted simply because you do not yet see it sprout. A seed needs time to take root before it rises. And what I have placed in you is no different. The seed sprouts and grows, though he does not know how. Mark 4:26-27. You do not need to understand the entire process. You only need to trust that life is at work within it. Do not stop halfway because the road feels longer than you expected. What you call too long is the depth required for you to stand firm in what I am preparing. If I gave you the outcome too early, you would not yet have the foundation to carry it. But because I love you, I prepare you before I elevate you. Keep walking. Even small steps are enough. Keep believing, even when your emotions cannot keep pace. Keep obeying, even when you cannot see the full picture. Commit your way to the Lord. Psalm 37:5. Your part is faithful movement. My part is making life grow. My beloved, in every circumstance, whether you are joyful or weary, whether clarity is present or absent, I remain the faithful one. I do not change with your circumstances. I do not forget what I have spoken. I do not abandon what I have begun. The Lord will not forsake his people. Psalm 94-14. You belong to me, and I am preserving you through every stage of this process. I am the sower who never wastes a seed, and you are the ground I have chosen not because you are perfect, but because I see within you the capacity to bring forth life. I am cultivating you with my word, watering you with grace, and covering you with unchanging love. Every day, whether you perceive it or not, I am still working within you. A day will come, and it is not as far as you think, when you will look back over your entire journey. You will see every season, every tear, every silence, and you will recognize that all of it carried meaning. And your heart will rise in worship. He has made everything beautiful in its time. Ecclesiastes 3:11. Nothing was wasted. Nothing was forgotten. You will realize that the waiting was not emptiness, but the birthplace of your faith. And the fruit born from that faith will be deeper, stronger, and more enduring than anything that arrives quickly. So, my beloved, keep trusting, keep obeying, keep your heart tender before me. Do not let disappointment harden you. Do not let time make you doubt me. Remain in me, and let me do my part. The rest leave it to me, for I am doing something wondrous. And you, my beloved, are right in the midst of it. My beloved, listen closely and know that I am very near, not distant, not silent in emptiness, but present in gentleness and certainty. I do not come to you in condemnation, but in understanding. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted. Psalm 34-18. Even when you do not feel it, I am there in the midst of your tangled thoughts, in the long nights without answers. My beloved, I know there are turning points that leave you confused, unexpected crossroads, sudden shifts, directions that seem completely opposite to what you once prayed for. And you begin to wonder, am I still hearing you? Are you still there? But my child, it is precisely in those moments that I am working most powerfully, not to punish you, but to redirect you. In their hearts, humans plan their course, but the Lord establishes their steps. Proverbs 16-9. What you perceive as the wrong path is often the very road I have chosen to lead you into something better. You see only a fragment of the journey, but I see the entirety. When a door closes, you feel rejected, but I am protecting you from what does not align with my purpose. The Lord will give grace and glory. No good thing does he withhold from those who walk uprightly. Psalm 84-11. I do not remove anything from your life without a good and redemptive purpose behind it. I understand this is not easy to accept. I see the nights when you sigh in silence, the moments when you cling to promises that feel like they are drifting further away. I see the weariness in your heart as time passes and answers have not yet arrived. But my beloved, what you call delay is not forgetfulness. It is preparation. Be still before the Lord and wait patiently for him. Psalm 37:7. I am building a foundation strong enough so that when what I give you arrives, you will not only receive it but be able to sustain it. Nothing in your life is slipping out of my control. Even the detours are held within my hand. Even the confusion is being shaped into clarity you will understand later. You are not being led astray, you are being led deeper. And though you feel uncertain, you are not lost. Trust that I am not only guiding your destination, but also forming your capacity along the way. For what I am preparing for you is not fragile, not temporary, not easily broken. It is weighty with purpose, and it requires a heart that has been shaped through trust, patience, and surrender. So do not fear the changes you do not understand. Do not resist the paths that feel unfamiliar. Stay with me even when the road bends unexpectedly. For I am still the one leading you, still the one holding your steps, still the one who cannot fail in what I have planned for your good. A great harvest cannot be placed upon ground that has not been prepared, and a significant step cannot be placed upon a soul that is not ready. Therefore, I am working within you before I work around you. I am shaping what is inside before I reveal what is outside. This does not slow you down, it strengthens you. I am calling you into a deeper level of faith, not a faith driven by emotion or results, but a mature faith, a faith that chooses to trust when it does not see, chooses to step forward when it does not hear, chooses to hold on to me when everything else seems to fade away. For we walk by faith, not by sight. 2 Corinthians 5-7. Look at the tree planted by the water. It does not depend on rain to survive, because its roots go deep. He shall be like a tree planted by the waters, and will not fear when heat comes. Jeremiah 17-8. So it is with you. I am teaching you to live from what is deep within, not from what is changing around you. My beloved, do not fear the turns in the road. Do not fear the changes. Do not fear what you do not understand. I am leading you to the place where you truly belong. My beloved, let this be written deeply in your heart like an unshakable foundation. Faith is not the absence of doubt, but the decision to trust me in the midst of it. Faith is a choice of the soul, not a passing emotion. It is when you dare to say, even though I do not understand, I still know you are good. The righteous shall live by faith. Romans 1:17. And in that choice, you step out of instability and into firmness. There are times when circumstances seem to contradict everything I have spoken. What you see does not align with what you believe. But my child, true faith is not anchored in what is seen. It clings to what I have said. Faith is the assurance of things hoped for. Hebrews 11:1. When you hold my word within your heart, even when nothing around you confirms it, you are standing in a strength the world cannot comprehend. I know there have been seasons when it felt like I was silent, days when you looked around and saw no sign of answers, nights when you woke with a heavy heart, whispering, God, where are you? But my beloved, I have never left you. I will never leave you nor forsake you. Hebrews 13:5. Not a single moment of your life has been outside my gaze. Not a single second have you been forgotten, even in what feels like silence. I am speaking, even in what feels like delay. I am working, and even in what feels like absence. I am closer than you can perceive. I am not only guiding your path, I am holding your very breath, sustaining you in ways you do not yet see. So do not interpret the unknown as abandonment. Do not mistake process for distance. I am here, shaping you, grounding you, preparing you not only for where you are going, but for who you are becoming along the way. Even when you do not feel me, I am still covering you. I am within every heartbeat, within every breath you take. I am sustaining you in ways you cannot perceive. Like when Daniel was in the lion's den, he did not know what would happen. Yet I shut the mouths of the lions before fear could even take hold of him. Daniel 6:22. So it is with you. There are things I have already restrained, dangers I have already turned away from, that you will never even know existed. You do not need to understand the entire path. You do not need to see the full picture. I do not ask you to be strong at every moment. I call you only to be faithful in each small step. Your word is a lamp to my feet. Psalm 119-105. The light I give is not meant to reveal everything at once, but to give you enough to keep moving forward. If you are standing at a crossroads, unsure which direction to take, pause it, quiet your heart, and remember that my hand is still holding yours. I have gone before you. I have prepared the way, and I am guiding you, not with pressure, but with gentleness. Do not let circumstances steal your trust. Do not let time weaken your hope. Do not let the noise around you drown out my still, gentle voice within you. Be still and know that I am God. Psalm 46:10. In stillness, you will realize that I have never stopped speaking. You are simply learning to listen more deeply. My beloved, there is one truth you can hold more securely than anything else. I am leading you. I am protecting you. I am loving you. And I will not leave you until everything I have spoken over your life is fulfilled. My beloved, rest in what I am leading you, into a place not only filled with blessing, but a place where your soul finds true rest. No longer stretched by anxiety, no longer pushed by fear, but anchored in the peace that comes from me alone. I will refresh the weary and satisfy the faint. Jeremiah 31:25. You may not yet see the destination, but every step you are taking is not random. Each one is a stroke of my hand, guiding you toward purpose and fullness of life. There will be doors that close before you, doors you once prayed for, once longed for. When they shut, your heart may feel disappointed, even tempted to question my love. But my child, what you call rejection is often protection. I do not lead you into places where my presence does not go before you. The Lord bestows favor and honor. No good thing does he withhold from those who walk uprightly. Psalm 84:11. I do not take away to leave you empty. I remove in order to place into your hands what is better, more lasting, and more aligned with who I have created you to be. There are seasons when everything appears to slow down. You look at it and see frustration, but I look at it and see process. For everything there is a season, and a time for every matter under heaven. Ecclesiastes 3:1. If I gave you what you asked for too early, before your foundation was deep enough, it could become a burden rather than a blessing. So I delay not to wound you, but to strengthen you. I am shaping you, deepening your faith, and expanding your capacity of heart so that when the blessing arrives, you will not only receive it, but also sustain it, nurture it, and cause it to multiply. I know that the hardest thing is not suffering itself, but suffering without understanding why. I know that loss becomes heaviest when you cannot yet see its meaning. But my beloved, I am calling you into a deeper level of faith, a place where you still trust when you cannot see the plan, still move forward when you do not hear a clear voice, and still remain faithful when there is no confirmation except my word. For we walk by faith, not by sight. 2 Corinthians 5:7. That faith does not make you blind, it makes you steady. Faith is not the absence of doubt. Faith is the decision to remain in me in the midst of doubt. It is when you stand in the storm and still say, Lord, I still believe. It is when everything around you shakes, and you hold on to my word like an anchor that keeps you from drifting away. Like Peter walking on water, he only began to sink when he took his eyes off me. But the moment he cried out, I immediately reached out and held him. Matthew 14:30-31. So it is with you. Keep your eyes on me. And even when you waver, I will uphold you. Remember that I do not operate according to your timeline, but I am always perfectly on time, according to heaven's design. He has made everything beautiful in its time. Ecclesiastes 3:11. I do not only see where you stand in the present, I see who you are becoming in the future. I do not only hear your prayers, I see what unfolds when those prayers are fulfilled. Because I love you, I will not allow you to step into anything before you are ready to receive it. Carry it and keep it. And my child, there is a truth I want you to hold tightly. The moments you feel I am the furthest are often the moments I am closest to you. When you fall and feel abandoned, I am holding you in the silence. When you cry in the night because you see no way forward, I am laying my hand upon you and carving a path through the storm. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. For you are with me, Psalm 23:4. My presence is not dependent on your perception. It is an unchanging reality. You are not alone. You are not forgotten. You are not lost. You are in the middle of a process I am using to shape you and lead you into glory. What you call confusion, I am arranging. What you call delay, I am bringing to completion. And when the appointed time comes, you will see every piece fall into place more beautifully than you ever imagined. Keep walking, my beloved. No rushing, no needing to understand everything. Only remain in me. Keep your heart soft and trust. I am guiding you, sustaining you, and bringing you to the place I have prepared. There, you will understand that nothing in this journey was meaningless. Everything was my love leading you home. My beloved, keep your heart steady and do not let uncertainty shake the foundation you are standing on. Do not let time erode the hope I have planted within you. I do not begin what I intend to abandon. He who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion. Philippians 1:6. You are in process, not in failure. And one day, when you look back, you will realize that every closed door, every unexpected turn, every long waiting season were all intentional steps, leading you into life, peace, and the future I have prepared for you. I, the everlasting one, do not depart from you, even for a single step. I walk with you, not only when you are strong, but also when you are at your weakest. I am not only present when you can feel me, but even when you think I am silent. My presence does not depend on your emotions. It is an unchanging covenant. I am with you always, to the very end of the age. Matthew 28-25. I know every hidden corner of your soul. I see the questions you have not spoken, the doubts you have kept within, the pain you have tried to conceal behind calmness. I have seen the nights when you wake in silence, tears soaking your pillow, your heart weighed down with the question, God, where are you? And my child, I do not rebuke you for asking. I understand human fragility. I understand that there are moments when your heart becomes so weary that only questions remain. But listen to me, I have never left you. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted, Psalm 34-18. When you feel most alone, that is when I am nearest to you. When you cannot see, I am still working. When you cannot feel, I am still surrounding you. I have never forgotten you. Even when you felt forgotten, I have never turned my face away. Even when you turned away from me, every step you take, I see. Every tear you shed, I remember. You keep track of all my sorrows. You have collected all my tears in your bottle. Psalm 50:6-8. No pain of yours is unknown to me. Even when you think you have lost your way, I am in fact guiding you. What you call deviation is often the very path I use to bring you back into alignment with my purpose. Like my people in the wilderness, who thought they were wandering aimlessly, yet every step was under my direction. Exodus 13:21. You are not lost, you are being led. And when you feel broken, as though everything has come to an end, it is precisely within those broken pieces that I am at work. I do not discard the shattered parts of your life. I restore them with grace, with healing, and with a love that is both gentle and powerful. He heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds. Psalm 147-3. You are not being destroyed, you are being restored. I do not operate according to human urgency, nor am I bound by the frameworks of this world. My thoughts are not your thoughts. My ways are higher than your ways. Isaiah 55:8-9. What you perceive as delay, I know to be perfect timing. What you assume has been forgotten, I am using to shield you from what you are not yet ready to carry. I see the whole picture, not only where you are standing, but where you are going to arrive. I see what you need to learn, where you need to be strengthened, and even the dangers you have not yet recognized. I am going ahead of you, preparing the way, removing what could harm you, and arranging good things that you cannot yet imagine. The Lord Himself goes before you, Deuteronomy 31:8. The silence you feel is not emptiness. It is the place where I am working in depths your eyes cannot perceive. You may feel small, even powerless, in the face of what surrounds you, but I do not see you that way. I see within you what I placed from the beginning: gifts, abilities, and a calling that no one else can replace. Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you, Jeremiah 1-5. I did not make a mistake in choosing you. I did not place you in this life merely to exist, but to step into a divine purpose far beyond your present understanding. I am not bound by time, for I am the one who created time. I am not controlled by circumstances, for I am Lord over all situations. And what you call impossible is, to me, only a spoken word. With God, all things are possible. Luke 1:37. What you see as failure, I use as a foundation. What you cannot imagine, I have already seen from beginning to end. Therefore, my beloved, rest in this truth. You are not abandoned. Though your emotions may shift, I do not change. Though your circumstances may fluctuate, I remain steadfast. God is our refuge and strength, Psalm 46:1. Whether you are in the wilderness or the valley, in confusion or in clarity, I am still your safe dwelling place. My beloved, remember this deeply within your soul. My timing is not only for ancient stories, not only for the people you read about in Scripture, but also for you, right where you are. In these very ordinary days, I am not the God of the past alone. I am the God of the present and the future. I am who I am, Exodus 3:14, because I do not change. What I have done before, I am still doing. What I have promised, I will bring to completion. You may be in a season of waiting, where your prayers seem to fall into silence. You look around and see others harvesting while you are still sowing in tears. And your heart quietly wonders, have I done something wrong? Has God forgotten me? But my child, I have never left you. I will never leave you nor forsake you. Hebrews 13:5. Even when you cannot feel me, I am still present. Even when you cannot hear me, I am still at work. The doors that close before you are not rejection, they are protection. The delays you experience are not meaningless, they are refinement. The unclear paths before you are not signs of being lost, they are the very places where I am leading you step by step. The Lord Himself goes before you, Deuteronomy 31:8. I do not allow you to enter into anything that would later wound your soul. I close doors to keep you. I delay to prepare you. Remember who I am. I am the one who parted the Red Sea so my people could walk through on dry ground. I am the one who shut the mouths of lions in the den when Daniel was thrown into it. I am the one who calmed the storm with a single command. I am the one who called Lazarus out of the tomb. Lazarus, come out, John 11:43. I am the Lord, over time, the one who made the sun stand still, so my people could win the battle. Joshua 10:13. And I am the one who came in the fullness of time, in the exact moment, to bring salvation to mankind. Galatians 4:4. So do you think I would arrive late in your life? No. My beloved, I never arrive late. I arrive on time always. Therefore, trust me. Trust even when you do not understand. Trust even when circumstances seem to contradict my promise. Trust even when your heart still carries unanswered questions. Blessed are those who have not seen and yet have believed. John 20:29. Faith is not the absence of doubt. Faith is the choice to stand in me in the midst of doubt. Faith is when you hold tightly to my word, even when every surrounding voice says otherwise. It is when you walk forward in darkness, believing that light is coming. It is when you remain steady in the night season, knowing that dawn cannot be stopped. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. John 1-5. My beloved, do not let go. Do not let waiting exhaust you into losing trust. Stay in me. Keep your heart soft. Keep moving forward, even if slowly, but with steadiness. For I, the light that never goes out, am leading you, and my appointed time for you is drawing nearer than you realize. My beloved, the miracle you are seeking is not only found in changing circumstances. The deepest miracle is when your heart itself is made new. When my peace, the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, Philippians 4-7, fills you even while nothing around you has changed. That is when you know I am here, and my presence becomes enough for you. No longer fear, no longer striving, no longer running from yourself. For in your weakness, my power is fully revealed. Let me be your refuge. God is our refuge and strength, Psalm 46-1. When your heart is shaken, return to me. When you are weary, lean on me. I am the shade in the heat of the day, the stream of water in the desert, the place where you can rest without having to defend yourself. I do not promise you a path without difficulty, but I do promise that you will never walk it alone. I will strengthen you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand, Isaiah 41-10. When you are exhausted, I will be your strength. When you are in sorrow, I will carry what you cannot bear. When you fall, I do not turn away. I stoop down, lift you up, heal your wounds, and lead you forward again. You are not a number lost in a crowd. You are uniquely known in my eyes. I have called you by name. You are mine, Isaiah 43-1. I know you, every thought, every emotion, every unspoken burden within you. And what I desire is not mechanical obedience, but a living relationship between father and child, a relationship built on love, trust, and closeness. Therefore, my beloved, come near to me. Lay down the burdens that have weighed on you for too long. Let me heal not only what is visible on the outside, but also what is hidden deep within. Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Matthew 11:28. Let me rewrite the story of your life, not with fear, but with hope, not with wounds, but with restoration, not with despair, but with new life. My beloved, I know the seasons you have walked through have not been gentle. I have seen every pain that clings to your body, every wave rising within your soul, as though it might overwhelm you. I have heard the questions you whispered in the dark. Why? I have felt every tear you have shed, every cry you tried to silence. But know this with certainty, I have not been silent. I am still listening. I have never turned away. I am closer to you than your own breath, closer than the thoughts you have not yet formed into words. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted, Psalm 34:18. My child, you ask why I did not intervene sooner, why I allowed you to walk such long paths. But my beloved, there are miracles that do not come immediately, not because I lack power, but because I am doing a deeper work within your soul. I do not only desire to change your circumstances, I desire to transform you. See, after he has tested me, I shall come forth as gold. Job 23:10. Waiting is not punishment, it is refinement. I am strengthening your faith, deepening your heart, and building between you and me a bond that is not based on fleeting emotions, but on enduring trust. My ways are not always easy to understand, but they are always good. All things work together for good for those who love God. Romans 8:28. What you see as delay, I see as a journey being brought to completion. What you perceive as a closed door, I am using to protect you from what you are not yet ready to face. There are moments when you think, I am distant, but in truth, I am standing right behind you, shielding you from what you cannot see, preserving you from harm you cannot yet perceive. Not a single tear of yours is forgotten. You keep track of all my sorrows. You have collected all my tears in your bottle. Psalm 56:8. Not a single moment of pain is meaningless. I have seen it all, and I am weaving it all into something good, something far beyond your present understanding. And now, my beloved, you are drawing near to the time I have appointed. Not human timing, but my timing perfect. Precise, without error. I am preparing to reveal my glory in your life, not as outward display alone, but as a deep, personal, and powerful revelation of my love. Just as I called Lazarus out of the tomb after days that seemed too late, John 11:43-44. I will also move in your life, not late, but right on time for my glory to be fully revealed. What you thought was lost will be restored. What you thought was dead will be made alive again. Not so that you may boast, but so that you will know it was I who did it. My beloved, remain in me. Keep your heart open. Allow me to touch the deepest places within you, the places you have kept hidden for far too long. For I have not come only to solve problems, I have come to heal you. I have come to restore you. I have come to make you new. And when you rise from this place, you will no longer be who you once were. You will carry the mark of having encountered me, a transformation that no circumstance can take away. My beloved, be still in this moment and open your heart, for I am touching you, not with noise, but with a gentle yet deeply powerful presence. I have not come to astonish you with outward signs, but to restore you at the very root where no one sees, yet where I see every fracture, every unhealed wound. I know there are wounds you have hidden for too long, memories you tried to forget but that quietly return in the night, pains you thought had closed but still linger beneath the surface. But my child, I am not afraid to touch those places. He heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds. Psalm 147:3. I am not touching you to reopen pain, but to strip it of its power over you. What once tormented you will become a testimony. What once made you fall will become the foundation of your strength. I am also breathing new life into what has grown weary within you. The dreams you laid down, the desires that were dimmed by reality, I have not forgotten them. I will make breath enter you, and you will come to life. Ezekiel 37:5. Not to return you to the past, but to bring you into a renewed version of yourself, more alive, more rooted, and more steadfast in me. You will experience my presence, not as something distant, but as a flowing peace, entering every part of your being. The peace of God will guard your hearts and your minds. Philippians 4:7. This peace does not depend on changing circumstances. Rather, it transforms the way you face them. It will calm the chaos within your thoughts, heal the emotions that have drained you, and bring a steadiness you have never known before. Let my love surround you. Not a demanding love, not a love that shifts from day to day, but a love that never withdraws. I have loved you with an everlasting love. Jeremiah 31:3. You are not forgotten. You are not left behind. You belong to me not because you have never failed, but because I have chosen to love you despite all things. My beloved, do not be afraid anymore. Do not let doubt hold you back. Do not let fear cause you to withdraw. I am at work in your life, not partially, but completely. A work that will gradually be revealed, step by step, until you realize that I have always been there. I am the Lord who heals you, Exodus 15:26. Not only your body, but your soul, your mind, and your heart. From this moment on, walk with a new awareness. You are no longer alone. I am holding your hand. I will not let go. I am leading you. I will not lead you astray. I am with you. I will not depart. And I will continue to walk with you through every day, every season, until all that I have ordained for you is brought into fullness of life. My beloved, open your heart deeply, for what I am doing in you today is not a fleeting touch that fades like morning mist, but a profound work flowing from eternity into your very life. I am restoring you not in scattered fragments, but as the Creator, placing my hand upon your entire being, your body, your mind, your soul, your memories, your emotions, and even the parts of you you have never known how to name. What I give you is not merely the removal of pain so that you feel a little lighter. I am doing something far more complete. I am bringing you into holy wholeness, where you do not merely survive your days, but live in the fullness of the life I intended from the beginning. I have come that they may have life, and have it abundantly, John 10:10. That abundance is not only outward, it is a life overflowing from within, where the deepest layers of your being are renewed by my breath. I know there have been seasons when you only asked me to heal what your body could feel, because that was the most visible pain to you. But my child, I see deeper than what your eyes perceive. I see the marks left by words that once cut into your soul. I see the fractures from moments of being abandoned, misunderstood, treated coldly, or robbed of the peace you were meant to carry. I see the years when you silently blamed yourself, believing that if you were better, stronger, more worthy, your life might have turned out differently. And I speak to you with both tenderness and firmness. I have not come to patch the surface. I have come to reach the root. He heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds. Psalm 147:3. The wounds you have learned to live with are no longer your destiny. I am placing my hand upon them not to reopen pain, but to remove every remaining poison, so that what once quietly bled within you will no longer have authority over your life. Perhaps you have not even realized that many of your present pains have roots in seasons long past, in days when you did not yet have the words to express what you were feeling. But I know, I remember. I was there when you bowed your head and cried in nights no one saw. I was there when you smiled before others, while inside there was only exhaustion and emptiness. I was there when you began to believe the lies that you were not enough, not worthy, and that there was no longer a chance to begin again. But now, I am doing something greater than your endurance. I am setting you free from what has clung to your soul like invisible chains. Then you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. John 8:32. That truth is this: you are not defined by your wounds. You are not imprisoned by your past, and you are not named by the things that once hurt you. You belong to me, and in me, you are given a new name, clothed with new dignity, and called to walk with a new breath of life. I do not work in fragments, for my nature is wholeness. When I formed the heavens and the earth, I did not leave my work unfinished. When I touch a human life, I do not stop halfway. What I desire for you is not merely enough to survive today, but enough to live with purpose, with true joy, with lasting peace. and with a freedom not controlled by circumstance. So if the Son sets you free, you will be free indeed. John 8:36. That freedom is not only the absence of pain, it is the end of being ruled by it. It is when you no longer bow under the weight of fear, but lift your head as one who knows they are loved, chosen, and kept. Remember the woman who was bent over for 18 years, her body curved under an unseen burden so that she could not lift herself up. People only saw her outward posture, but I saw the deeper bondage within her. And when I called her near, I did not only speak to her body, but I spoke a word that reached the root. She was released, and her body was made straight, and her life entered a different reality. So it is with you, my beloved. I do not only wish to ease symptoms, I desire to break what has kept you bowed down. I want to lift you into uprightness, into dignity, into life, into my light, so that you no longer see the world from the position of one weighed down, but from the position of one who has been set free. And my child, the miracle I am doing in you today is not confined to your personal life alone. I am shaping you into a living testimony, not for self-exaltation, not to make you the center of attention, but so that through your life, many will recognize that I am still alive, still hearing, still healing, still restoring. Those who have prayed for you in silence, those who have carried you in unseen intercession, those who once felt hope had turned to ashes, they will see through you that I am still doing new things. Let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven. Matthew 5:16. I will cause even the places that once brought you shame to become the very places where my light shines most clearly, so that no one will only see where you once broke, but will see how I have restored you, and through that, they will know who I am. Those who have doubted, those who once thought that I had stopped working, those who have grown weary to the point of no longer daring to hope, they will be awakened when they see my faithfulness upon your life. But first, my beloved, I want you to understand this. You are not merely the recipient of a miracle, you are part of the miracle itself. I am rewriting your life with the handwriting of hope, breathing into you the breath of new life, placing upon you a garment of praise instead of heaviness, an oil of joy instead of mourning. As written in Isaiah 61, and when I complete what I have begun, you will no longer tell your story in the language of loss, but in the language of grace. Therefore, my beloved, do not close your heart. Allow me to go deeper. Allow me to heal not only what you can see, but also what you have learned to hide. Allow me to make you whole in a way only I can. And from your very life, from the places once most broken, a new song will rise. Not a song of sorrow, but a song of restoration, of new life, of unchanging love. You will live to testify of what I have done. And through you, many will come to know that I am still the living God, the one who heals, restores, and makes all things new. My beloved, receive this with your whole soul. You are not only one who has been touched, you are becoming a living testimony of my mercy. I have rewritten your life as if on a new page, no longer marked by despair, but inscribed with grace and truth. You are a letter from Christ, written not with ink, but with the Spirit of the living God. 2 Corinthians 3:3. Your life itself is a testimony not loud, but clear enough for others to see me through you. Do not keep what I have done for you to yourself. Live it. Let it permeate every word you speak, every glance, every way you treat others. Let your light shine before others. Matthew 5:16. When the joy that once faded within you is rekindled, let it shine. When the peace I have placed in you overflows, others will recognize that it is not something the world can give, but a flow from my own heart moving through you. I am using you as a bridge, not through noise, but through presence. Through you, the lost will find their way home. Through you, silent prayers will become songs of praise. Tears once shed in anxiety will be transformed into joy. Those who sow in tears shall reap with songs of joy. Psalm 126:5. Those who once doubted will become still when they see my faithfulness revealed through your life. Understand this: a miracle is not the ending, it is the beginning. From here, your life enters a new flow. If anyone is in Christ, he is a new creation. 2 Corinthians 5:17. Every day you live will be a living testimony of the life I have restored within you. You become a dwelling place for me, a living temple, where the light of heaven is reflected through every breath you take. So, do not withdraw anymore. Do not return to the old shell of pain. I have given you new wings. They will soar on wings like eagles. Isaiah 40:31. Step out in freedom. Live boldly, not in pride, but in the certainty that you have been healed. You are no longer one left behind. You are one called to go ahead, to lead the way for those who are still lost. Thank you for listening to this message. Know this: you are not merely an audience. You are chosen to live daily in the presence of the Word of God. Do not forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you will not miss any spiritual message. Amen.